Hello again, everybody. I mentioned last time that this mission, the third one of the Orc campaign, really lends itself to a lot of different creative strategies. There are lots of good ones, ranging from certain item and spell combinations letting you just rush through with Thrall and win in a couple of minutes, or the one I demonstrated on my previous video, that lets you wipe out all the enemy bases before they can attack you even once. I've got another clever one to show you this time.
Nothing to fight but centaurs and pigmen. We need real enemies to test our mettle.
Yes, boredom and the beating sun have put us all on edge. But we must push on. All will be made clear once we meet the Oracle.
As you say, Warchief. Look, it's the Warsong clan. They're battling humans.
What? Lotar warriors!
We need real enemies to test our mettle. We need real enemies to test our mettle. Real.
Save your breath, human.
For this strategy, I'll get my whole army moving, not just Thrall. The build order is just about the same back home. Barracks, War Mill, Great Hall, 2 quick burrows, a third eventually. While the Orcs away, the Wolves will play.
By the Nine Divines! Assault! Assault!
I'll start attacking Grom's barracks with my weak army. His base is asleep until he finishes killing the human one. Only then does he start producing troops and build up to attack this base. However, he will aggro to me if I kill 2 of his things, units or buildings. So the plan I came up with is to get multiple of his buildings critically low, and then destroy them all in one fell swoop. Now it's important to note there's not much time. Grom will finish that human base soon. You also need to know that he'll aggro immediately if you destroy his Great Hall. But if you don't destroy his Great Hall and all his peons, then any damage you do to him is pointless because he'll just build back. I'm going to take a look back at my base. I can see that Grom has nearly wiped out the humans, so time is short. Once his base wakes up, it'll get really tricky. Then he'll start producing more peons and his existing ones will start repairing and he'll start training more troops too. It will almost instantly get beyond what you can control with this tiny force. One nice thing is that even when his base is awake, his peons still won't take defensive measures like running into burrows until you also have aggroed him. It's time to target the peons now. The trickiest part of the strategy is killing the peons in Great Hall all at once. There we go, that dialogue signals that his base is now awake.
Help! Help! Murder!
Don't be afraid to finish a peon with chain lightning if you have to. Alright, down goes the stronghold. His army and base are now tearing me apart from all sides, so I'll order some quick shift-click attacks and then retreat into the wilderness. Eat that raider, Kodo! And then run! Save the Kodo! As usual, I don't care if the raiders die, which they often will, but I really want to save the Kodo. It can be kind of random how your army gets targeted when he has so many guys, but I've always been able to save the Kodo so far. Okay, his force has gotten pretty strung out. Everyone but the Kodo stand and fight. The Kodo should run around until it loses its pursuers. I want to keep it around to keep its plus 10% damage aura. And, of course, its ability to devour units. Don't you dare go for that Kodo. Ah, here comes Grom himself at last. He's a formidable fighter. So, I'll throw down a healing ward to save my guys. And I might as well proceed with normal build-up while I'm at it, so some upgrades are good. Thrall has done a very good job tanking, but he should stop now. Another pair of wolves ought to be enough to give me the win here. I'll save my grunt that's almost dead. And because he's our ally, we can see which one of these is the real one and which is the mirror image. For those who haven't played Warcraft 3, mirror images do no damage. I don't really need this potion, normally I would save it, but for the purposes of getting the video done fast, I'll use it. Alright, Grom is down and Thrall is up. The mirror image is harmless, so I'll ignore it. As you can see, his base is devastated. He can retrain himself at his altar, but he can't build any more troops. With all those towers, I can't easily tear down the rest just yet, but I don't really need to. I'll get my economy in order back home. Peon switched over to gold. So I'm going to tear down the rest of his base methodically. The next target is to pull out that raider at the south end. Let me just say, by the way, that I think it's really great that Blizzard anticipated the possibility of the player attacking Grom and built an AI to compensate for that. It was a lot of fun trying to figure out if there's a way to quickly defeat him anyway. I think it's a wise choice to let you get away with killing one non-Great Hall thing too. Accidents happen after all. The Kodo has almost finished digesting the first one. Soon it can eat somebody else. I'll pick up the pillage upgrade here. So, Grom is going to try to revive himself any time now. I want to take out his towers that cover the altar and then destroy the altar before that happens. The good thing is that unlike a person who would just immediately begin reviving their hero, the AI only really does so when they have a wave that they're planning that involves the hero. I can start training some fresh grunts, and I can just throw wolves at the problem. The wolves are completely expendable and easily resummoned. I'll avoid killing his non-hostile buildings until I finish the pillage upgrade, to maximize the amount of free gold I can get from that later on. Compared to my other strategy, I'm a little bit slower getting started here. One reason for that is that I don't get the gold from killing all the various creeps on the map like I did before. And also, of course, I was just busy trying to keep my army alive while Grom was fighting me with his superior one. I'm going to start moving the grunts in to attack the altar. Looks like the Kodo is getting hit, I better run it back to keep its damage aura around. There we go, pillage is done. So now my grunts earn me free resources when they hit Grom's buildings. I think that I'm just out of range of his other tower here, so I can attack this one safely. That's bad base design, Grom. Your towers should be mutually supporting. Alright, now to kill his altar before he comes back to life. And as you can see, I'm starting to rake in free money from pillage. There's quite a lot to be made that way. To maximize it, I'll get Thrall and the wolves out of here. Once I finish the buildings that are time sensitive or dangerous, that is, like the altar and the towers. I'll keep getting upgrades as normal. Obviously what I'm doing here is very unusual, but at the same time I'm building up a fairly conventional base, and getting all the useful stuff built. That way I'm all set up to efficiently tackle the rest of the mission however I want. I'll take out this last tower, but I'm watching for that last raider to get involved. I think I can just take out the tower, the raider notwithstanding. I'll run all the injured grunts back and into an ambush where my Kodo is going to be waiting. Alright, devour that last guy. Hooray, Grom's base is now defenseless. You guys get out of here because you can't pillage. I'll leave the grunts to plunder his base, which at this point is just a resource for me. And now that his gold mine is cleared, I can send in a peon and begin building an expansion here. And so you can see in just 5 minutes or so, I have functionally won the map. I now have massive resources pouring in from his base, plus my gold mine, plus his gold mine, and the humans will leave me alone for as long as I want while I build up in whatever way I want. From here, if you follow this strategy, you have a free hand to tackle the rest of the mission whatever way you want to. I think this really is the cleverest way to approach this mission. And just think about all the bad stuff in the story that would never happen if Thrall had just done this. Well, I shall end this video here. Let me know if there are any other Warcraft 3 missions or maps or challenges you'd like to see me tackle. And if you're interested, check out my maps, The Vaults of Anadamar and The Heart of the Land, which is based on another incident from the Orc campaign. Have a great day, everyone.